What up, Razzballers? Welcome back to another episode of the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. We got your Sunday live start sit show. We are underway across the pond in Berlin this morning with my Falcons and the Colts underway in a tight one at half. We've had some great games. About halfway through the season, we're only a few weeks away from fantasy playoffs. We're 1 week away from the addition to the Better Ball in Razzball, which we'll explain a little bit right now on the Razzball Fantasy Football Show. What up, everybody? Welcome back to the program. We got Matty Styles at Styles08, Davey Cruz at Cruiser128, Derek Favret, Derek_Favret, and I am your host, Sky Guasco at Sky Guasco. Jeffrey Kezar on by once again. He's got some family ventures around the country, so we're wishing him the best. He's doing well. His Texas Tech Red Raiders handling business with the busy game day in town last week. So Derek's stoked on his dub as well. Wazoo took the week off. I'm sure they would have beat Alabama or Georgia or whoever they had up next, but we'll have to wait another week. And the Ducks take care of business as well. And to kick off the week here, I'm going to have a couple of questions for the boys as we intro. If you're new to the program, all we do here is banter about pretty much anything other than fantasy football. Then when you have a question, we jump back into the fantasy football. So feel free to load us up so we stay on track somehow. We have a number of you in the chat already. Jeff, Bill, Rob, GR, we see you in there. There's many more coming as well. We got your start sit questions and trade questions. Don't be shy, folks. I have a few of my own. We have trade deadlines in fantasy football around the corner. Most of them are coming up next week in week 11 usually, and then they go through about Thanksgiving also. So make sure that you are attentive to that. We have an update in the Razzball, which I'll have, Dave, if you don't mind, I'll have you do that as we go around the horn here before we get started, just what we're doing with Better Ball, how that works. It is a unique format to Razzball, and so we want to make sure everybody's in tune to that as many of our viewers are involved. Of course, you can find everything Razzball on X at Razzball NFL. You can subscribe and hit the button right here on the YouTube channel and also on the podcast side where we repurpose our episodes as a Razzball Fantasy Football podcast. And all of our articles, exclusive tools are free for you at football.razzball.com. Those are updated weekly. We have about 15 articles going out to you for free all week long from all of our amazing writers. So make sure you go take advantage of that amazing content and all of our exclusive tools. All right, everybody, welcome to week 10. We got the Falcons and Colts underway in Berlin right now at about halftime. We don't report on that too much, but if there's any major updates, you guys feel free to popcorn that information in just because it's fun and I'm not paying attention to it. We go around the horn here and have a important question for each of you guys that's individualized, and I think it's important that we check in here. Styles, I'm going to start with you. Big time Rock and Roll Hall of Fame introduction last night was Soundgarden. Many of us old heads are a big fan of Spoon Man and, you know, many of the other classics. Styles, we all know it's no surprise. Pearl Jam, number one for you in rock rankings. We're going to take Pearl Jam off the board. I've already drafted them right ahead of you. That's how fantasy works. Pearl Jam's off the board. Next top three grunge bands. Go for it.
Alice in Chains, Soundgarden, and if it's fair to say Mother Love Bone, I would say Mother Love Bone at number 2. If it's not fair to say them, I would go Mudhoney number 3.
It is fair to say I knew you would, so I did allow it. I checked with the ups already before the program. Mother Love Bone does count. So we're going to go Alice in Chains, Mother Love Bone, and Soundgarden. Is that correct?
Soundgarden, Mother Love Bone, Alice in Chains. Jar of Flies. Great. One of the most underrated albums of all time.
Got you.
And you can drink every garage beer you have listening to that album, and you'll never get drunk. It's a scientific fact.
Fair. Davey Cruz, good morning. I got 2 questions for you, my man. We're going to have a little fun while I pull up my notes. Can you please give everyone just a quick update in the Razzball, how Better Ball works? We've had 10 weeks of Best Ball. We have something called Better Ball. That starts next week. What exactly is that? And then I'll ask you a question. You got you on mute, brother.
Can you hear me? Hey.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
I don't know what's going on. You hearing me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you were
Thanks
on mute for a second, Dave.
Try speaking. We have 10 weeks regular season. That's best ball. So you draft a team. We've got 240 of them. We have the best ball. We have the best ball portion of the tournament, the regular season. The top 120 teams make the playoffs starting in week 11. And starting in week 11, people will need to set lineups. So we've got the top 3 from each division going into the championship tier. And we've got the next 3 going into the wild card tier. And then the first round of the playoffs lasts from week 11 to 13. What you've got an average score per game the regular season, and then the next 3 weeks you get a aggregate score and then an average score for weeks 11 through 13. And then there is some shuffling around that goes on, and a lot of the teams will still go on to the second round of the playoffs, but we start eliminating teams again after week 13.
Boom. Thank you much, sir. Appreciate that. We do have a number of our regular listeners and followers and viewers here involved with that. We have a number of our writers involved with that as well. Of course, all of us are involved with that. And we have a few of those PPR leagues that y'all signed up for on Sleeper as well. So we can start updating some of those records as well. I won't be sharing my records, but I'm happy to share your guys's if you'd like to. Dave, second question here, and maybe more importantly, it's no secret that a bold prediction for you was that the Raiders would have 10 wins. We're just going to leave it there, okay? If they win out, they're 2-7 now. They win out, they have those 10 wins. Might be a tough task. So either you can claim that they'll win out, or I'll do you a favor. We'll reset the line at, let's go 6.5. You can go over, under, and I got the schedule for you before you ask.
They're gonna be 2-15. Don't even bother taking that any farther. They are objectively terrible. And I am objectively terrible for making them my bold pick.
Dave, how about this? Find me 1 or 2 wins. Here we go. Dallas next week, Cleveland, LA Chargers, Broncos, Eagles, Texans, New York Football Giants in Vegas, Chefs at home. You got a W in there somewhere?
I don't know. When I didn't hear when San Jose State is going to Las Vegas, so I possibly against the Giants, but I wouldn't even bet.
Quick update. I just Googled it. The San Jose Spartans actually declined the offer to play the Raiders in Vegas. They said
I don't blame them. You don't want to get any of that on you. It's
they said that's a stink you cannot shower off. The TV rights money was not worth it.
Nice. Yeah, I saw that Sac State denied as well. So maybe next year for the Raiders, though, they might get 3 or 4 wins. We'll see what happens once they get rid of Max Crosby.
Little bonus. The Broncos are one super, super bad game away from being shipped to the lacrosse league.
And I've watched football way too many
We'll
years.
see.
That's a top 3 worst football game I've ever watched.
The Broncos have been involved in 2 of the top 3 worst games of all time in like the last 6 weeks. Get them out of here.
It was just unfun to watch.
Yeah.
Awful.
I agree.
Sean Payton.
Yeah, that Jets game was pretty tough too.
Just terrible.
All right, so we're gonna reset the line for the Raiders wins to 2.5, and it sounds like the panel's taking the under, which is a little bit tough to hear. So we'll see.
No, I'll take the over on
Derek.
total. The total line is
total
2.5. I'll take the over.
All right. I don't think Dave's convinced. All right, Derek, good morning for you,
Morning,
sir.
sir.
It's real easy. Real easy. I think we're a couple hours, unless you guys have it on the East Coast somehow. We're a couple hours away from the updated college football playoff rankings. We're going to throw Vandy in the top 15 automatically. It wouldn't be any lower than that. So the question to you, Derek, is are they top 10? And let's just keep the hope that they make the tournament, but they have quite a schedule down the break here. So are we going top 10 in the next couple of weeks here for Vandy? How are we looking?
Tough love. I do not think they're top 10. That defense yesterday was less than appealing. Let's just put it that way. No, they don't deserve to be top 10 right now. We got Kentucky next week, or week after next, and then Tennessee. We beat Tennessee. We went out. We beat Tennessee handily. Then we're in. But it doesn't matter where they are to me. I just want to be top 12. Just want to get in the play in. In the ticket to the tournament.
Just need to get in the ticket to the tournament. I love it. Kentucky put it on Florida last night as well, and sign me up for a Vandy Tennessee baseball game. That would be a good time.
Yes, that's always a good time.
All right, folks, and I want to give a shout out
to you,
to
Sky,
and
the rest of you.
Texas Raiders. Yeah,
I got one for you.
Yes,
real
sir.
Quick. So you started out at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Quick quiz.
Sure.
Of the 7 acts that went in, the 7 groups that went in last night, 2025 class,
boy.
I have a personal connection with one of them. Anyone care to guess who that is?
So for the viewers and myself, can you throw out the 7 so we know who the 7 are?
Okay.
I only paid
Bad
attention to
Company,
3 of them. Please.
Chubby Checker, Cyndi Lauper, Joe Cocker, Outkast, Soundgarden, and the White Stripes.
I'm going to say it's obviously Outkast, but I'm going to go Joe Cocker.
All right, Matt?
It's absolutely the White Stripes.
Dave?
Cyndi Lauper.
I was going to say Cyndi Lauper too.
You
I like
all
that.
failed.
Sneaky.
It's Chubby Checker.
Ooh.
Chubby Checker.
What,
Oh, he's a
his
discipline.
uncle or
Explain.
something?
He's
Yeah.
an uncle?
So friend of my grandparents, when I was a teenager, I sat in his DeLorean at my grandparents' place, but he wouldn't let me drive it.
Yeah. Where was Doc Brown?
Anyway, yeah, good. He's a longtime friend of my my family, my grandparents, my mom, and my aunts used to go to his shows and iron his shirts for him before his concerts and the whole 9 yards. So yeah, good friend of the family.
Quick quiz
Nice,
for
man.
Sky.
That's
How many
fun.
people inducted last night are already in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Before last
Well, I would imagine Cindy's already in there.
Why would she be in there?
I don't know. Just she's been around
She's
forever.
always been a solo act, so she's not already in there.
Yeah,
Incorrect.
Yeah.
probably Joe Cocker.
Yeah.
Cocker was a solo act.
It's got to be bands.
Guy, you already gave it away.
Company. I mean, Cornell.
Matt Cameron was inducted with Pearl
Okay.
Jam. Okay. Matt Cameron has also
Yeah,
now
fair.
been inducted with Soundgarden. And at some point, I wouldn't be
Fair.
shocked
Sorry, I was thinking too hard about it.
if Temple of the Dog got some weird off the cuff run and got inducted for why they became a band. I doubt it, but I wouldn't be shocked if it happened. Then he would go in.
No, they could. Yeah, they could have one of those like little pyramid things. Like I think Eric Clapton's in there 4 times, if I'm remembering
Solo,
correctly.
Cream. What's he in? He's in there with the Birds, Cream, Solo, and what would be
Derek and the
fourth?
Dominoes.
Yep.
Derek and the Dominoes. Yeah, pretty epic. All right, we got it, folks. We got there. And hey, shout out to my boy Atticus. Who names their kid Atticus? I mean, let's just be real. Atticus Sappington. Grab yourself a jersey. Atticus Sappington. A lot of kids are going to be him for Halloween next year. I love to see that.
Kicker.
All right, let's get into it, boys. We got Jeff, Bill, Rob, GR, and Robert. Man, Bob Goldman just absolutely slaying Raz Bowl once again. And Ryan coming up next. Here we go, folks. Good morning. Pick 2, full PPR. Kenneth Walker, believe it or not, still playing for the Seahawks. If you look in the stat line, he's on the team. Kenneth Walker for the Seahawks. Gadsden, love that, or Fannin. We got a flex position here. Pick 2 in PPR.
I believe Fannin is as close to out as you can be, right? He's super questionable.
Schefter said they think he's going to play.
Okay. In a bad weather game, Dylan Gabriel at quarterback, I don't trust it, so I'm going to go the 2 healthy players, Walker and Gadsden. And I will say this, in the next 3 weeks, Kenneth Walker is going to rip off a 60-yard touchdown.
Oh, my God. I'll deal. How about a 20-yard run? I'll take a 20-yard run.
Well, that'll check that block too. Parlay those, put those together. Longest run over 20, plus anytime touchdown over 59.
So, Matt, you're telling me if he makes a 60-yard run, he gets the 20-yard run also? That's how the math goes?
Yes. And by the way,
Nice.
if you and I know you do, you guys are degenerates like me. We watch football all the time. He looks fine, right?
Yeah.
He looks more explosive. He's not getting goal line, but we knew that wasn't going to happen. Of course, we all called that. I don't understand the scheme, right? We texted back and forth about the Broncos scheme the other night, right? Sean Payton is Sean Payton's worst enemy. I don't understand it. Are you trying to look smart? Are you trying to look cool? I don't get it. And if Jonathan Taylor could stop touching the football right now, that'd be great. Yeah, I am. I don't understand it. Kenneth Walker III is healthy. He looks more explosive, but it's just not. It's not there right now, and I don't understand it. I really don't. From Mike McDonald, who is Kubiak, who wants to run the football. Walker's the better back. I don't get it. Doesn't make a lot of sense. But my answer is Walker and Gadsden, and then I'll shut up for that.
Yeah, I don't need to understand the Seahawks. They're 6-2. They understand themselves. I'm going to take Walker and Gadsden as well. I just don't like much about that game in New York, New Jersey, I should say. It's just it's going to be, the weather's going to be kind of frightful, and the over under on that game is one of the lowest on the slate. So I can see avoiding that, especially with the Fannin nursing a bad hammy. So give me Walker and Gadsden as well.
Yeah, quick update on the weather there in the Cleveland Jets game. Rain showers are likely, so it's going to be probably a sloppy game. For me, it's going to be Walker and Gadsden as well. Fun fact, the Steelers traveling to California give up the second most fantasy points to tight ends in the league. So Gannon doesn't need that extra boost the way he's been playing lately. So yeah, I expect him to have a big game, and I'm with Matt actually on Walker. I mean, he's gonna break one. We're gonna wait for it. It's gonna happen. He's gonna break one. He's gonna have a really nice game for his fantasy owners. Let's just hope he's not on your bench when he does. So let's hope it's this week against the Cardinals. Give me Walker and Gadsden.
Daniel Jones, in 3 plays, Daniel Jones has been sacked twice. He's fumbled twice, and he just lost the second fumble. He's back. Danny Dimes is back, folks. This is what they're going to call the Danny Dimes Comeback to Earth Tour, and it started last week.
Well, it's my Falcons for you. You know what I mean? Just Kyle Pitts has 4 targets already. He's not catching any of them, but he has 4 targets. Love to see that.
Top tier Falcons defense.
Love to see it. All right, I'm going to go Kenneth Walker and Gadsden as well. Gadsden's automatic. He's a set it and forget it tight end for me right now. He's auto. I like the matchup. I like this game in prime time. He's been the top pass catcher for Herbert lately, so he's automatic for me. And as much as I am not on the Kenneth Walker train, I've been a Sharbs guy. Charbonnet is the least effective and efficient, or I should say less efficient running back in the NFL per metrics, but he is one of the most effective with those touches doesn't really make sense, but it's working. And as Dave says, doesn't matter what we think. The Seahawks are cooking right now. I would love to see Kenneth Walker blow up a little bit. Maybe that's this week. Fannin, I'm with you guys. I just don't trust the offense right now. I think it's going to be sloppy. This game could be a weird shootout because they're both horrible, or it could be like, 10-7 type of game with nothing going on. So I'm going to pass on Fannin for now. So I like Ken Walker and Gadsden also. Good luck, Jeff. Bill, good morning. Win or I'm cooked. It's bad. We got Caleb and Fields. Matt's going to love that one. Caleb or Fields. And Matt, you can't choose both. You have to, pick one or the other on these guys. Caleb or Fields. Number 2, PPR, Fannin or Stream, Ertz, Schultz, Mason Taylor or Barner, who's questionable for the Seahawks. Thanks. We got 2 questions here, gentlemen. 1 quarterback. And then we got a tight end question for Bill.
Contractually obligated to never Fields. Also contractually obligated to pause before taking any player from the team that plays in Chicago. However, from a fantasy standpoint, my contract does allow for me to support Caleb Williams when he's not playing the Packers. So give me Caleb Williams. Number 2, I think there's too many fantasy owners right now that are remembering when Fannin was good, which was a few, maybe 6 weeks ago. And it was fun and it was interesting and it was rookie tight end. Oh my God, let me get him. Well, you missed the real fantasy rookie tight end, who is Gadsden. I'm not playing Fannin today. I don't prefer to stream Ertz. Daniels with Ertz is better than Ertz with Mariota. I would probably flip a coin between Schultz and Mason Taylor today. And I'm with Nico back and pulling, the top off the defense. I would lean Schultz slightly over Mason Taylor. Or I will lean that way.
Yeah, for me, it's pretty clearly Caleb over Fields. Fields hasn't shown much against any decent defense, right? It's like they just get shut down if the defense is halfway credible. So it's Caleb Williams for me. For the tight end, yeah, I'm not gonna start Fannin. I don't feel any better about him than I did in the last question. And for me, I'm going to go with Dalton Schultz. Dalton Schultz has just been a major target for both quarterbacks lately. So I'm gonna take Schultz there and hope that continues. Just with Ertz, there's no real volume there for Ertz. Mason Taylor, I don't like Mason Taylor for the same reason I don't like Fields. And I'm not, as far as Barner goes, it's kind of touchdown or bust for me. So I think Schultz is probably the one likely to get volume. Derek, you're on mute.
Thank you. Got some background noise here. Caleb hails from USC. How often did he play in snow and rain and wind in Southern California?
Because they don't have snow or wind in Southern California.
Yeah, so that's what he's going to be facing today potentially against the Giants. But the Giants are one of the more friendlier teams versus the quarterback, and the other option is Fields, so that kind of makes it more of an easier choice. I'll go with Caleb. Kind of plug my nose and pick that one. Because I just don't. It doesn't feel like that's going to be one of his peak performances. But on the tight end side, it's going to be Schultz for me pretty easily. The Jags are giving up over 11 points per game to tight ends, and that's actually significantly better than any of these other matchups. So give me Schultz at tight end, and again. Plugging my nose with Caleb at quarterback. Good luck, Bill.
I'm going to go Caleb as well, pretty handily. Fields is coming off the injury for a while. I think that game could be sloppy. I know it could be a shootout. He can break a 70-yard run randomly on a scramble. I get all that. But just for consistency, what's going on, even with a little bit of the weather, I think Jackson Dart is going to have a shootout with the Bears as well. So Caleb will get his numbers. He's got better weapons. I just think he's playing much better. And I'm going to roll Schultz as well here. You guys know I love my Ducks and love my Mariotas. He's been fine. but Ertz has not been with Mariota. He just doesn't get the volume. It's just a different play style there. Mason Taylor was super fun a few weeks ago when he came out with the Jets. A lot of people were excited about him. I just don't trust him right now. He is touchdown or bust. Barner's the same thing. And the Seahawks now with Jacoby Meyer, I mean, they just have so many weapons. They just don't have to go to Barner, period. And I don't know that they will, especially if he's not 100%. To Dave's point, Dalton Schultz has had 6 or more targets in 5 of the last 6 games since the bye week 3 weeks ago. He had 10 targets, just 3 against San Francisco, but they're great against tight ends. And then 8 last week against Denver, caught 6 of those 77 yards. He's been a top 7 tight end in 2 of the last 3 games, and Jacksonville is 29th against tight ends. He played them earlier in the season. He had 9 fantasy points in PPR. If you can get that out of your tight end, you're stoked. He has yet to score a touchdown, gentlemen, in 8 games. So we all know that he's due. Let's get him that TD, and he'd push way over that, maybe closer to 20 points. So give me Caleb and give me Schultz as well. All right, I'm going to read off this question and just put myself on mute for a second here. Full PPR, Deebo Samuel, Jordan Addison, Khalil Shakir.
Full PPR, Shakir against the Dolphins is the best matchup on paper. Again, Deebo with Mariota doesn't inspire a lot of confidence. And frankly, 2025 Deebo doesn't inspire a ton of confidence. JJ McCarthy does not strike fear in too many defenses yet, though he's looked better. I prefer athletically right now Addison over Shakir, but I'm going to go with Addison over Shakir today.
Mute.
Dave,
Dave,
you
you got
are
you on
mute.
mute.
Dave, you're mute.
Okay, so I just spoke for about a minute and said nothing.
It's
So
all good.
I'm with Matt on Jordan Addison here. I think all these guys have decent matchups, but Addison's probably the one I would count on for volume and even more so a possible touchdown. You know, it's not like Shakir can't do it, but Buffalo's kind of hard to trust from a volume standpoint for any one of their players outside of, say, James Cook. So I'm going to take Addison against Baltimore. I know Baltimore's been playing better lately, and they've been getting some of their DBs back, but Addison benefits from having Justin Jefferson to take away some of the pressure. So give me Addison here.
Yeah, before I get to that quick note, I just got a message that Fannin has been upgraded to healthy, so he will start. Not that changes some of the things we said, but he is going to play. For this one, it's going to be Addison for me. Both he and Jefferson are averaging over 11 points, fantasy points out wide and like Dave said, Baltimore is getting healthier, so they're tightening up a little bit. But the data still shows that they're giving up the 4th most fantasy points out wide. So I like this matchup the best. The other two aren't too bad, but Addison, the potential for Addison is there. The wild card is going to be McCarthy. Is he, ready to deliver to these 2 wide receivers at that level? But I'm going to put my trust in that, and I'll go with Addison. 2 wide receivers at that level.
Doubled up there. I'm going to go Addison as well. Again, love Mariota. I hope Washington can turn it around a little bit. I think they're going to be pretty deflated. So I'm gonna kick Deebo, unfortunately, and Shakir as well. Could be a shootout down in Miami. I think Miami's gonna actually play a lot better than people give them credit for. It's a divisional game. I think they'll be okay overall. But I just think James Cook coming back healthy could go nuts today. So I'm gonna go Jordan Addison with this one as well. All right, GR, welcome back. Half PPR, 1 tight end, 2 flex. Kittle, Aronde Gadsden, Tyrone Tracy, Aaron Jones, Jacoby Myers now with the Seahawks.
So this is a half PPR sit one,
So
sit two.
basically,
1, 2, 3,
pick
4,
pick
5.
one of the pick a tight
Tight
end
ends.
and then 2 flex otherwise.
Right. So the tight end is going to be Gadsden. One of my flex will be Kittle, and the other flex will be Terrible, and it will be Tracy for me. And I don't like it. Jones got hurt last week. He said he feels fine. I think it was an AC joint sprain, which means anytime he falls on that shoulder, easily injured again. Jacoby Myers has been in the building for about 7 hours, and his quarterback is Sunshine, and he's going to slot as the number 1 because Brian Thomas Jr., rest in peace, is out for the week. So give me volume, even though I think the offense for the Giants prefers Devin Singletary and has for 4 years, which makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. So give me the 2 tight ends and Tyrone Tracy. I love the first 2 picks. I don't love the third one.
Yeah, I've got to go with the 2 tight ends because the Rondé is the tight end, Kittle is the flex. These other players, Jacoby Myers, like Matt says, he's just gotten to Jacksonville, and they've got a pretty bad matchup in Houston. I'm not going to put Jacoby Myers in that thing. It would be Aaron Jones if he was more healthy, but he's been questionable. They think he's going to play, but I wouldn't be surprised to see him lean a little bit more on Jordan Mason today with his injury. I'm not crazy about Tracy, but I think he's probably got a chance at the most volume. And the Bears are a middle of the pack team against the running back. So I'll take as Matt did. I'll take Rondé, Kittle, and Tracy.
Well, like you fine gentlemen, I'm going to go with both tight ends as well in this one. I mean, amongst this list, so Jones is going to play. I just saw a note on that, but I agree with Dave. I think he might not take the full load, and it might be at best a 50 split, probably not even to that level for him. Really not sure what's going on with the Giants. We expected Tracy. A lot of people spent a lot of fab on Tracy, and just to see Singletary come in there and take the load. I mean, does it switch back today? Maybe, but really just not sure what's going on there. So I'm going to take a flyer and go with the new guy, the new kid in Jacksonville. Just volume's sake. I mean, they need to throw the ball. They need to throw it to somebody. So I'll take a chance and go with Jacoby Myers, and maybe he gets some space and breaks one. So I'll go that way. I don't love it, but I'll take a shot on it. And it looks like we lost Sky. So I'm sure he was going to take the 2 tight ends as well.
Well, he was going to take Kittle and Gadsden.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would say did we all go Tracy at running back, the 3 of us?
We did not.
Derek went with Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, I'm taking Jacoby Myers.
Yes, he did. He said the new guy.
I'm channeling our missing Jacksonville Jaguar fan, and I'll go with Jacoby Myers.
Works for me. All right, we will hang out while we wait for Sky to come back. Bob gave Sky a tip of the cap. Snipe me on Parker Washington and Rasball. I don't know if it's a snipe or if he paid more because you had to bid at least $1. So maybe Bob was cheap in his bid.
No, he could have tied and still lost based on order of waiver claim
Preference. I got it.
So Sky was so embarrassed by that he had to leave. It was, Bob, it's one thing to shame us by beating us in Rasbowl, but to come on the show and trash us in this fashion, a little unacceptable, pal.
Well, Dave said it all.
Yeah.
Nobody needs to argue with that, or will argue with it.
Yeah.
No need to take it out on the host, Bob.
And right now,
Bob,
Bob is just pointing to the scoreboard. That's all he's
Yeah.
doing. He's just
well,
pointing to the
his
scoreboard.
trophy case is what he points at.
Yeah.
All right, Ryan. Good morning. Dalton Schultz or Isaiah Likely standard. So we don't even know what a standard league is over here, but all right, Dave. I think that means no touchdowns or all touchdowns.
Yep, few yards sprinkled in. I don't know. I as much as I like Likely, it's a shared situation in Baltimore, and not even just between the two of them. They sprinkle in Charlie Kohler there for the odd touchdown here and there. So I'm going to take Schultz here, even though it's non-PPR. Likely would need a touchdown to cash, and there's no guarantee there.
Yeah, I agree. If I love the player with Likely, but again, he needs to get in the end zone, which he has not done yet this year. And we're seeing even Andrews is not getting a lot of receptions and not getting a ton of yards, but he is getting the end zone looks. So I'm going to steer away from him. I already mentioned the Jaguars giving up over 11 points per game for tight ends. So this is a standard league, so it's going to be a little bit lower than that because we're not counting the receptions. But I like the yard potential and touchdown potential better with Schultz than I do with Likely, so I'll go Schultz.
I agree. Likely is touchdown dependent. I think I like Andrews over Likely for touchdowns in this offense. So give me Schultz for yardage. Schultz even more if it's PPR, but it's not. So I think we are 3 for 3 on Schultz.
Yeah, and I'll take a moment to defend the Jaguars. They were absolutely trashed by that game from Brock Bowers last week. They were. I think they entered that game allowing the 12th most points in per game in PPR, and they went all the way up to number 2. So it was very, very much weighted towards that one game.
Yeah, definitely some recency bias there.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting about that game. So I added Brock Bowers in Raz Guillotine League the week after he put up that massive game against Jacksonville. Of course, I started him because as Derek was, I'll paraphrase Derek, there is no world in which you would not start Brock Bowers.
Yep.
So I have actually written a formal letter to the commissioner team in the Raz Bowl Guillotine League. And I have stated that the week I acquired him, he had 55.3 points in Guillotine. The week I played him, he had 4.7. So the total of that is 60. I would be happy to take the average of 30 if the league would approve it. I have not heard back from the league office. So right now I currently have 4.7, not 30. So if you guys have any pull with the commissioner, make sure you tell them check their email.
Yeah, we'll do.
I think he left so he wouldn't have to deal with this question. So, but hey, feel okay because I think Jahmyr Gibbs is more expensive and he's taken down teams 2 weeks in a row. So,
yeah, well, it'll be both of them that take my team down. I'll set them both up for failure today.
There you go.
Yeah. By the way, Jonathan Taylor just stopped on 4th and 2 inside the 10. Turnover and downs. Yes.
Yeah, the Falcons are looking legit on defense.
Clearly, the best player is Tyler Warren, and they're not throwing him the ball enough. Derek will agree. Spoken for somebody that has Tyler Warren starting in their home league. Cosmo, welcome in. Good morning to you. Half-point PPR, need a flex, Kittle, Rashad White, or banged up Teteroa McMillan. Dave, this is interesting. All 3 good names.
Yeah, half PPR. I'm fine with Kittle, but the volume with Mac Jones has been spotty. I'm in a league where I kind of have to start Tet. I'm not real crazy about it. I think I'm going to go here with Rachaad White against New England. Hope for some volumes. I know they've been mixing in Sean Tucker, but they are just a train wreck on offense right now. So I think White is one of the more dependable options they have. So I'm going to go with White.
Yeah, as much as I want to agree, I'm going to not be able to
alert the media.
No, I mean, and the reason I'm not agreeing is because it's just a half PPR. I love White in PPR leagues. I mean, he's getting the targets, he's catching the ball, but he's really just not that productive on the ground, and I just don't really like the matchup for him, unfortunately. I'm gonna slip to Tet on this one. I almost want to say Kittle as well. I like that one better than White, but I'm going to say Tet on this one. He's almost matchup proof in my mind at this point. I understand he's suiting up. He's playing New Orleans. This is a winnable game for Carolina, and it is at home. So I like I like his potential for being part of the heavily involved in the action. So I'm going to lean that way with Tet.
But this is going to be a lot of Rico Dowdle at home against the Saints. They're not going to need to throw. I want to say Kittle as well, but I'm not. I'm going to agree with Dave and say Rachaad White. The concerning part for Rachaad White is he will get carries inside the 5, and he just seems to fall into the line and not score. So, as Dave mentioned, insert Sean Tucker to the equation. So you got to hope that Rachaad White actually can fall into the end zone from inside the 10 or the 5 and not give the ball up to Sean Tucker. But if the head coach and the offensive play caller watch what happens, it's probably going to be Sean Tucker. But I like the PPR option for White, and I like the early down touches for White. So half PPR, I'm going to go with Rachaad White. And Sky, if you want to go back up, you missed a couple. Bob Goldman was not kind to you.
I saw that.
Yeah, Dave.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Dave. I appreciate you being in my
I
corner.
would say Dave handled it to the point where you may even want to give him Monday or Tuesday, no practice, off. See you Wednesday.
Wow.
That type of thing. Yeah.
Well, I'll have to review the tape. I appreciate that. Thank you.
It was very, it was professional. It was stern. And it was concise. There is no questioning what Dave meant by his message, nor how he meant it to be delivered.
That's Dave. That's Dave. Professional, stern, concise. I like to hear that. Thank you very much. Somebody's got to stop the Bob train.
No stopping the Bob train, man.
All righty. If this is up to me here, I'm going to go Rachaad White as well. I like the PPR opportunity. Also, Matt's not wrong. Generally, when we really like a matchup with the guy, the NFL goes the other way because that's better for them. But surface level here, I like Rachaad White. Strictly in the PPR realm. I think they're going to be okay there. And New England is great against the run, but Rachaad White's never been a running back. He's more of a hybrid flanker, if you will. So I think he's going to get a lot of work here with check downs from Baker and things. So I like Rachaad in PPR and half PPR levels.
And I think we need to stop disrespecting the Panthers. They've won 4 out of 5.
I agree.
They'd qualify for a playoff spot if the season ended now.
I am contractually obligated to not mention Week 9 and the Carolina Panthers. But yeah, you guys have fun with it. Run with it.
Yeah, well, that's been tough. I mean, that's a classic great team overlooking terrible teams, and sometimes you get surprised. So I think they'll be just fine. But hey,
That's
we're on to
Matt LaFleur. LaFleur.
Philadelphia. That's what they say.
Well, they're home. Philly's got Eagles are flying in.
Right.
Hopefully,
But you're
it could
still
be,
on.
the TSA and FAA issues. Maybe the Eagles get on a bus instead. They can't fly out. That'd be nice.
That's well, hey, airports are tough right now, and weather concerns. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe it's a long bus ride for the Eagles. For Bob here, is either team going to score in the Cleveland versus Jets game, or a defensive score? Fields is going to run a lot today. Score predictions, gentlemen, in the Browns Jets game. I'm going to go 13-12. Only field goals from the Jets. A touchdown and 2 field goals from the Browns. And give me the Browns W, and Fields with 89 rushing yards, 116 passing yards.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Myles Garrett strip sack touchdown.
How many?
1. Cleveland is also going to have a safety. It will end 9-6.
Yeah. I think the Jets are going to put up the first 4 in NFL history by sacking Gabriel twice in the end zone. So
5-4, Dave. You got 5-4 on the board.
Yeah, the Browns will win on a 3-run homer. So,
For those listening in, if you have not been formally introduced to Interesting Dave, he just entered the.
Hell yeah! Hey, 3 safeties in a ball game would be fun, huh?
Yeah.
Now watch it, of course, be a 40-42 game. I'm sure it will be.
The Jets tend to do that.
Yep. Well, Browns too. Derek?
Yeah, I agree. I'm betting the Cleveland defense score, missed extra point, so that's only 6. I'll give them a short field goal. So I got 16-8. I'll go 16-8.
Yikes.
Is
Figure
the
out
touchdown for Judkins?
and figure out how we can get there. Yes, 16-8.
Judkins.
16-8 Cleveland.
I like it, man. Running up the score there. So we'll take the under on 14.5 or whatever the hell the line is now. I like it. And Bob, to your point, I'll have to review the tape, as I had to step away there for a few minutes while you came up. But I did see your question in the queue, or your comment rather. Number 1 wide receiver for Jacksonville had to be on my bench, because I've lost the other 2 number 1 wide receivers in Jacksonville. And now I have the number 2 wide receiver in Jacksonville as well. And my team is tanking in Rasbowl. So I'm not sure how Dave had my back, and I trust that he did, respectfully, of course, and I appreciate that. But putting salt on the wound, Bob, is just unnecessary here. You know, we do love you on the program. We respect your annual leadership here in the Rasbowl tournaments. But, you know, kicking a guy while he's down maybe isn't the move. I'll just throw it out there. Daniel Jones is awful in the elements with ball security. We've always known this, and it be an outdoor show. You know what? When we're not doing our picks here because we're trying to get through these questions. I had Atlanta because my heart has Atlanta, and then I'm thinking, you know what? Don't overthink it. The Colts are such a better team. The neutral site doesn't matter. And then I was like, wait, they're playing outdoors. Daniel Jones is bad outdoors. Nah, this is Germany. The rules are different. They're not different. So I bamboozled myself here, Bill, or Bob, excuse me. Daniel Jones is awful in the elements and outdoors in general. I have Hurts and Herbert. Which do you like better?
I prefer Herbert. I've never been a Hurts supporter. Not a big fan. And if they're going to have to throw against Green Bay, which I don't know that they're going to have to throw, I much prefer Herbert still. I like Herbert over Hurts.
Yeah, I think this week I'm probably going to go with Herbert as well. The Packers have been tough against the quarterback position, and the Steelers have not. So I'm going to take Justin Herbert this week.
Yeah, we've already established that Ronnie Gatz is going to light up the Steelers defense. So give me Herbert as well.
Easy for me. I'm a Herbert guy. In fantasy, I know that Jalen Hurts can get his, but with that long bus ride up to rural Wisconsin, it's going to be tough, I think, on the Eagles overall. Herbert's at home. Give me Herbie for – let's go 3 touchdowns to be safe, but I think there's going to be a rushing touchdown as well.
Any chance 2 of those could go to Ladd McConkey?
Is Ladd still in the league? If so, then yes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard from him in about
Yeah.
a month. We got a super chat here. Scotty Eminger. Good morning, Scotty. Morning, men. PPR league, need 1 wide receiver, 1 running back, and a tight end. Pick 1 of each. Hendy, love it. Travion Henderson, who is trending up at least. Monangai, who is also trending up. Keenan Allen, or Malik Washington, Juwan Johnson, or Musgrave. Thanks and good luck today. Hashtag Bills Mafia, Buck Army, and hashtag Squish the Fish. I imagine this is a Bills Mafia text.
Yeah, that's a first for me. I've seen the others. That's a first one for me. I'll go ahead and get that. Hold on, if you will, boys. What is that? Is that Squish?
Squish the Fish. Yeah.
Wish the fish.
Now,
Look,
can I do this really quick? Just because, I mean, I'm only going to do it once. We have utmost respect for Scott. We love his support every week. If I Google very quickly, fish versus animal in the ocean, I believe a dolphin is going to end up on one of, like, how we looking on that. Anyway, go ahead, Matt.
yeah, dolphins actually are tougher than sharks because they're number one, they're smarter and they go at the gills. So yeah, dolphins are, but this is different. This is a land-based dolphin, and they're not as formidable. Oh, PPR, 1 running back. The easy pick would say, oh, Monangai, he was so good last week. But Swift is back. Swift is playing, which means Swift is probably starting. Weather's bad. I'm gonna play Swift over Monangai. So give me Travion Henderson over Terrell Jennings. And again, that's a guy that can go 99. We saw it on his kickoff return. So give me Henderson outdoors. Well, that's the Bucs defense who with Vita Vea up front. Yeah, I'm going to go with Henderson. I'm going to go with, what do we need? A wide receiver and a tight end. Juwan Johnson is the play for me at tight end, and it's not close. And I'm going to go with Malik Washington in game script for my wide receiver.
Wow.
Okay, this would be easy if DeAndre Swift wasn't active and playing today. But for the running back, I'm going to go with Travion Henderson. We keep saying one of these days. We're starting to sound like Ralph Cramden. I'm going to go with Henderson, and as the wide receiver, I get what Matt's saying about Malik Washington. I just don't like the matchup against Buffalo. I'm going to go with Keenan Allen. And as the tight end, I don't know what we're going to get out of Musgrave. I know he had a pretty good role in his rookie season, but that translated to 46 targets in 11 games. So I'm going to go with Juwan Johnson. Now with Rashid Shaheed out of the picture there, I think he's probably going to be one of their better receivers. So give me Henderson, Keenan Allen, and Juwan Johnson. And by the way, dolphins are not fish. They are mammals. So, squish the mammals. That's fine. I'll take a good squishing anytime.
Easy, Dave. Easy.
Yeah, I don't know how to respond to that after that comment.
Then don't.
PG, Dave. PG.
All right, let me just jump right into the question. So, first, the running back situation. As already been said, Swift is back. He's considered healthy. He's probably going to get the bulk of the work. So that kind of leans towards Henderson. Unfortunately, though, New England is primarily a gap blocking rush team, and Tampa Bay is one of the best in limiting that. So that matchup, that's not even stating the obvious that Henderson is underutilized regardless of the team dynamics, whether Stevenson's in or out or what. So I don't love that at all. There's not really anything there that gives me confidence that Henderson is going to put up viable fantasy points. So I am going to go with Monangai and take a chance, even though Swift is there. I'm going to go with Monangai and hope the Bears give him a little more work based on his performance last week. Because there's just nothing there for me to see with Henderson that I can point to and with any confidence. So I'll go with Monangai there. At wide receiver, every week we kind of talk about Keenan Allen. Is the matchup good? Is it not? Is he getting targets? Is he not? But I'm going to lean towards Malik Washington here again for that same reason. Malik is getting targets. He's part of that offense, and you can throw on Buffalo. So I'm going to lean Washington at wide receiver, and then it's going to be Johnson at tight end as well. I like the matchup there better than Musgraves.
All right. Man, the running back we're going to split, and I'm sorry, Scott. I'm going to go Monangai as well. I like the matchup more with the sloppy field. I think there's just going to be a lot of ground and pound in the game. Monangai's been better than Swift. Maybe we see that. Sometimes we see these guys transfer a little bit mid-season. So give me Monangai as the running back. Keenan Allen on primetime and with Herbert. I think he scores tonight. I'm going to take Keenan Allen in that matchup, and then Juwan Johnson pretty easily over Musgrave. No hate to our Packers, but he's not the other guy. So I'm going to go with Monangai, Keenan Allen, and Juwan Johnson. And just to wrap this up, I appreciate Dave stealing my thunder, but just to be clear, Dolphins are warm-blooded, breathe air through lungs, through a blowhole, which we all know, give birth to live young, and nurse their offspring with milk from mammary glands. Squish the mammals doesn't roll well. Scott, next week, let's retool that a little bit and just come back with another fire. We'll give you a bye. Of course, you're a long time, so no hate at all. We just like to be accurate here on this inaccurate show. Appreciate you always, buddy. Thank you very much. Fannin is active. Facts. Here's how bad it is. With losing first 3 draft picks to season ending. Oh, Bill, I mean, you and I are just, like I said, I'm not going to be sharing my PPR league results. It's been devastating all year long. Flex PPR, we got Parker Washington, Bill Krosky-Merritt, or Christian Watson. Might get a little more work here for my Green Bay Packers. Matt?
Well, I actually think he's saying, is he asking or is that his flex players?
Well, that's his flex. Is this a question or statement? That's what you're saying?
Here we go with punctuation again. Look at the last. There's no period, no question mark.
Look, I'm not one to talk. I'm focused on my audio quality. Am I doing okay, guys?
Audio's fine. I don't want Dave to turn into Derek and Matt grammar police, right? Dave is interesting enough on his own. He was already a little bit fired up at Goldman, the champ, today, which is understandable. I just don't want Dave to go down that grammatical rabbit hole with Derek and I. Then the show will just go off the rails. So let's assume it's a question. I'm going to play Christian Watson for a boom play.
Yeah, if it's a question, I'm going to go with Parker Washington. It's not a great matchup, but of the 3, I think the volume's there for Washington. I think I stuck up for Krosky-Merritt last week, and he did not stand up for me. So he is dismissed. So Bill's out. I love Watson. I would love Watson to boom. But, I think it's going to be, another 4-catch effort, if he gets 70 yards, he gets 70 yards. But I'll take Washington for the volume.
Yeah, I agree with Interesting Dave. It's going to be Parker Washington for me as well, with the volume. They're going to have to throw. The Jaguars are going to have to throw, and with new Jacoby Myers there. I mean, Parker Washington's the elder statesman as far as knowing the offense and having a connection with the quarterback. So give me Parker Washington in this, and I agree. I'm not going with Bill, and there's just too much uncertainty around Watson. So Parker Washington looks like the best play to me.
All right. So Bill and I have history here of, banter back and forth, but I'm going to try to stick up for him one time here. So here's how bad it is. After losing first 3 picks in season ending, full stop with the colon, fair, flex PPR, and then he gives his name. So the PPRs throw me off because that makes it feel like it's going to be a question because he added that. I do think this is a statement. Just throwing that out there. I would go Christian Watson here, but I do think it's a statement. And Bill, we're all rooting for you.
Yeah, if it's a statement, then you have our deepest sympathy. Where do we send the
Need
flowers?
one. There it is. 'Tis a question. So we answered correctly, gentlemen. Good work.
Derek, Jonathan Taylor just ended our week.
Probably so, yeah.
Yep.
Nice.
I think he just went for 75.
Quick question, gentlemen. Serious question. We're in week 10. We have 7 more to go playing games. Okay, we'll call it 8. Is there any chance in our lifetime that we see a non-quarterback win the MVP in the NFL ever again? And if
Yes.
so, does Jonathan Taylor or somebody else have a chance this year?
I mean, he's almost at 11. He might be at 1,100 yards already. He's got 3 games of 3 touchdowns. And if it helps anybody in the voting process, he just put up 47.2 against Derek and I in a home league. We're getting throttled.
210 yards rushing on the day.
I had the over at 209.5, so feeling pretty good there.
Slam it.
Hey, buddy. Awesome. Well, hopefully we can get a non-quarterback to win it just to mix it up a little bit. I like to see that.
Well, maybe
All
it's
right.
Jahmyr Gibbs when Jahmyr Gibbs put up 350 and 4 today. Maybe that'll help.
Hey, that works for me. I've got Gibby all over the place. And yes.
All right, so we all gave an answer. We have 2
Yes.
Parkers, 2 Christian Watsons, right? So we didn't really help at all.
No, not at all. Fading Bill, I think, is all we can agree on. Cosmo, good morning, buddy. Different league, Gadsden or Kittle? Or Tet, and also Tet or Tez Johnson. Like to see that. So a tight end and a wide receiver here.
For me, easy Gadsden, and I'm going to be the alternate pick, and I'm going to say Tez Johnson over the better NFL player of Tetairoa McMillan. So give me Gadsden and Tez Johnson.
For me, yeah, it's Gadsden pretty easily. I know tight ends can be historically unreliable, but the 49ers haven't really shown me much on offense lately as far as George Kittle's concerned. They seem to have, they have plenty of touches to give to CMC. The receivers aren't really doing a lot. So I'm going to take Gadsden over Kittle. I love Tez Johnson. I really do. I wish he would have like a 102 game that would just like blow any questions like this out of the water. But I'm gonna lean towards McMillan. I don't necessarily think the Panthers are going to have to do a lot of throwing today, but as much as I want Tez to have that 602 game, it's usually like a 145 game. So I'm gonna stick with McMillan here.
Yeah, so we've already discussed Gadsden and Kittle, and pulling my comments from earlier in the show, I like Gadsden a little better than Kittle. I don't mind either one of them, but The Pittsburgh defense is very friendly to tight ends, and Gadsden's very friendly to fantasy teams. So I'm going to go with Gadsden. I'm going to continue that role with that until otherwise told. And as far as a wide receiver, again, I'm going to go with Ted McMillan as well. You know, I use the adage Matt can tell you, play your best players when in doubt.
Mhm.
And so the best player in this case certainly is Ted McMillan. Johnson is target dependent, and he's end zone dependent as well. I mean, he's only broken double-digit fantasy 3 times, and 2 of them were because of touchdowns, and the other one he just got over 10.1. So if you're looking for upside at this point, week 10, it's going to be Ted McMillan. That's where the upside is. So Gaston and Tet for me.
Gadsden easy, and I'm going to go Tet as well. George Kittle in the last 5 games versus the Rams, folks. He has 1 touchdown. His high in a game is 61 yards, and he has 5 receptions. That was back in January 2022. The Rams tend to shut down George Kittle. Love me some George Kittle, rooting for the Niners. I think the Rams smack him today. So I'm going to go Gadsden easy on primetime, and I'm going to go Tet as well, not to fade the Ducks. We don't do that here, but we are looking for more fantasy points. So you're going to be Tet McMillan. Gentlemen, I'm going to step away for just 1 second. BRB.
All right, like lightning, welcome back. Morning, gents. Half-point PPR. Got to start 1 running back, 1 flex out of the following options. The Chicago backfield, Kenneth Walker III. So we'll have to start one of those 3. And other options at the flex are DJ Moore, Deebo Samuel. So start one of the running backs, and then you can also start one of those running backs as a flex. But second part is one of the remaining players as a flex. David?
Well, your running backs are the 2 Chicago backs and Kenneth Walker. And Kenneth Walker shares a backfield as well. I think I'm going to take Swift as my running back. The Giants are just so helpless against the run. I think they gave up like 400 yards from scrimmage to CMC last week, and they're just a terrible, terrible football team. So give me Swift in a game that looks like it's probably going to be a little bit dicey with the elements. As far as your flex, so I'm probably going to avoid DJ Moore just for the same reason I said about the elements. I'd love to insert Deebo Samuel, but he ever since he hurt his heel, he just has not been too usable in fantasy. So give me Kenneth Walker as my flex.
Yeah, for the running back position, I agree. It's going to be one of the 2 Chicago running backs, and I trust Swift more just based on what we've seen, over the last month or so. Certainly Manangai had the one really good game when Swift was out, but when they've been in there, it's been Swift. I can't see that the Chicago's going to go away from that. So I'm going to go with Swift in the running back. And then for the flex, I'm going to lean Deebo on this. I hear what Dave is saying, and I don't disagree that he's not playing healthy, and we've seen a dip since he's been injured. But they've got Detroit coming in, and Washington will have to game plan points to hang with Detroit, and their weapon for that it's got to be Deebo Samuel. He's got to be part of the game plan. He's got to be targeted. He's the closest thing to what Washington has as a slot receiver, and Detroit is you can beat Detroit from the slot, or you can have some success versus Detroit from the slot. So just the fact that Deebo has to be part of the game planning, I want to take a shot on that in the flex. I'll go Deebo.
Yeah, I'm with Derek. I'm going to go Swift, who I trust more, as the one, and Debo as well, because he's going to have a minimum of 10 to 12 touches for them to stay in the game. So those are my two as well for the reasons Derek dropped.
In half PPR, I agree with Debo. Is the weather getting worse, Derek? Do we have an update there? I really want to go DJ Moore here. For the running back, man, that's tough. I really think Monangai is taking over here.
It's going to be a sloppy game. No, there's no question.
And I just think they both get enough work.
Whether it's rain or even some snow, I mean, it's going to be a ground game for sure.
But then we're splitting versus Ken Walker. I'm going to go Ken Walker and just close my eyes. That sucks. I'm a Monangai guy, but I'm going to go Ken Walker there. And then I guess I'll go Debo with you guys as well in half PPR. We know he's going to run the ball a little bit. Mariota's not the passer. So I'll go Debo and Kenneth Walker here as well. And I agree. Let's have a day. Michael, full PPR, flex, Parker Washington or Woody? Woody Marks in Houston or Parker Washington?
I have not looked. Do we have a Chubb update, Derek?
I believe he's playing.
I didn't say that. Do we have a Nick Chubb update? I didn't say that either. The former Georgia tailback who
Sony Michel.
Oh boy. Is Nick Chubb going to play today?
He does not have an injury designation, so he is in the lineup.
In the lineup, which means he is going to. They're going to give him the ball more than they do Woody, but that is a game that Davis Mills is probably going to be checked down. Charlie, Parker Washington, and Sunshine seem to have a better relationship than Sunshine and Brian Thomas Jr. I don't understand it. Maybe they need to get a guy like Mac Jones to play quarterback. And
Who?
Mac Jones. Then Michael or Brian Thomas Jr. can go crazy. By the way, we missed an Aaron Jones earlier. Dave said Aaron Jones, and nobody gave the who. We'll just.
It was more because he's banged up. I didn't know if he That's okay. That's on me. I did.
Well, yeah, because Mike Jones was never banged up. Mike Jones, he banged people up. That's what happened with Mike Jones.
Exactly.
Yeah, just a lyricist is what he was, or what he is. I am going to probably be on an island here. We will call it Woody Island. Insert joke here. I'm going to go with Woody Marks today. Dave, want to join me on Woody Island?
I think I probably am, although sadly Woody disagrees with me more than Derek does. So, I got a feeling if I call Woody Marks here, he's going to disappoint all of us. But, I just don't. I do like Parker Washington. I'm starting him where I have him, but I'm not crazy about that matchup. Houston is very tough against the pass. So I'm going to lean towards Woody Marks and hope they need him more today than they need Nick Chubb.
Mute.
You're muted, Derek.
That's because I didn't want to disagree with you, Dave. But no, I think the big question is Houston going to lean towards Woody's or towards Chubb's? But I don't think we need to be the ones to answer that question.
Easy, boys.
And because I don't want to answer that question, I'm going to lean towards Parker Washington. I think Parker Washington, again, full PPR. He's going to get targeted by the Jaguars, and I think he's more of a higher probability to get to double digits than either Woody or Chubb.
Yeah.
Guy, give me a second. We're going to go unsportsmanlike comment. That is a 15-yard penalty.
Sure.
And that is Derek's first towards disqualification.
Yeah. First infraction, no problem. I believe you get 2. Is that correct?
All right.
Yeah.
Well, we still have a half hour, so I'll see if I can get to 2.
Currently, Tyler Algier is a better running back than Bijan Robinson. Google it.
Yeah, why did the Falcons hate Bijan Robinson?
We knew that. We knew that. As soon as you draft somebody first overall, it's different. You know what I mean? So
The Falcons don't. Vegas does.
right. I have Aljair, I think, on every roster, and of course, he's not in any of my starting rosters because you don't play a guy like that. But he's on all my teams, so my bench is absolutely electric right now. I'm going to go here full PPR. We're going to go number one wide receiver here for the Jags, and that's going to be Parker Washington. This is the same game. The Houston Texans, per Dave's comment, are giving up the fourth fewest fantasy points to wide receivers, but I think now, like, they don't really have any other options there. So, I mean, I'm just going to try to throw Jeff a bone here and go with Parker Washington in full PPR. We know that Nick Chubb is not that PPR guy. Woody maybe a little bit, but I'll go with Parker Washington for maybe 6-7 catches, hopefully 67 yards, maybe a tutty. Exactly. Thank you. Bob's back. We both bid 2. Yeah, I think I just had the higher waiver claim. Is that what it was?
That would probably be it.
Probably.
Guy, let Dave handle this.
Oh, sorry.
Dave
I'm
handle
sorry.
this.
I'm sorry. Dave, go ahead.
I think I just did. Yeah, it would be based on higher waiver claim at that point.
See, clear, concise, stern. He doesn't want to say too much
That's right.
because we love Bob, but we may not love Bob a lot today. So yeah, Bob's he's got a little sting on him today. But Sky, you're going to take the high road. Dave is managerial right now, and he said, "I don't want to have this conversation any more than you do, Bob." But here it is.
I respect that, and I think Bob knows this as a long-time Raz bowler in general, baseball and football here. But Bob, I feel like questions like this, comments, maybe just go directly to the top. That's really above me. I host this show, not Raz Bowl. So if you want to, get to the top or hit HR, you go straight to Cruz if you don't mind.
You know what? If you want to come on here and give us shit, pay for it. Give us a super chat. Throw us a buck or something. Cheap buck.
Oh, man.
Next.
Man, you would have thought that Dave had to go to Target this morning. If I had to guess, and you're like, one of us went to Target before the show, I'm definitely guessing Dave. I mean, with that, with that kind of zest. But oddly enough, it wasn't it. Michael, good morning. Welcome back to the program, my man. Tight end, roster question, full PPR. We got Loveland, who accidentally added about 12 fantasy points on the final play of the game last week. Mason Taylor or Bretton Strange stashed in my IR. Don't need 3 tight ends. Do I drop the tight end I am not starting and stash another player, or hold on, or hold not desperate? Okay, so basically, gentlemen, I don't even know if this is a start-sit. This is more about a roster construction. I like these questions this time of year because this is when you pick up a guy like Tyler Algier to put on your bench just in case. Mason Taylor, Bretton Strange, and Colston Loveland. We do not need 3 tight ends. Which one are we dropping? And then maybe who are we picking up, but we don't know the waiver in this league, obviously. Maybe just which one of these guys are we dropping so we can open up a spot?
Yeah, this made me dizzy when I read it. And I turned away and listened to you break it down. I think for me, I'm going to just drop Brenton Strange or leave him on the IR. I don't know that you need to do anything. If you have a player you need to acquire and Strange dropping him doesn't help you do that, then I would probably drop Loveland. Komet is back in the lineup. I'm not starting him this week. I'm not trying to get his last week's stats, because if you chase those stats, you're going to be disappointed almost every week. So if you have to drop one, sure, drop Loveland. If dropping a player scratches the itch and Strange will help that, then just drop him. I don't see. I think it's what was Derek's old comment. It's like moving deck chairs on the Titanic at this point.
Kind of.
Yeah. If you don't need the IR spot, I suppose you can hang on to Strange, but I don't know that I like Strange any better than the other two. It's a case of where, I think the idea of Brenton Strange is better than the reality of Brenton Strange. Loveland's been doing more and doing more and doing more. And I know I agree with Matt. I don't want to chase the stats against the Cincinnati Bengals. I mean, but I'm still intrigued enough by Loveland to hold him over Strange. And Mason Taylor's been good in good matchups, and the Jets probably won't have a ton of those. But as far as it goes, if you're going to pitch one of them, I'm fine pitching Brenton Strange as well.
I just watched Daniel Jones take a 12-yard sack at midfield as they're looking to try to get into field goal range. That's great.
But remember what I told you? It's the come to earth. It's the Danny Dimes come back to earth tour. It's
Danny Pesos.
He's coming out for his encore today.
Yeah, so I echo what the guys have already said. With Strange, I mean, boy, I would love to have Strange. I think today, or the Jaguars would anyway. Would love to have a healthy Strange on the roster today, just to have another option, pass catching option. But he's not ready to go yet. He does have some friendly matchups, tight end matchups coming up. So if you can keep him on your IR, just leave him there. I don't think I need to make a move yet here. You definitely don't need 3 tight ends at this point, assuming this is a redraft league, not a tremendously long bench. Then you really don't need 3 tight ends. But wait till Strange is healthy and you have to make that decision. It'll probably, unless there's someone on there that you love, if you've got a gap in the next couple of weeks, maybe you got a bye coming up that you need to fill, and there's a player on waivers that can help you do that. Otherwise, I think I'm just going to stay put with what we have right now, with the understanding that I am going to drop one of them when Strange is healthy, and it may be Strange, but just give yourself a little more time to make that decision. These situations with players on the IR tend to work themselves out many times. So you may have another player to put on IR when you bring Strange off, and you're not forced to make a tough call right away. So just hang out for a little while, and unless there's someone that you just absolutely have to have, and just roll with it.
Oh boy. I'm keeping Loveland personally. I know the big play is going to overshadow maybe just whatever, but the Bears utilize the tight end. They have a lot of weapons there, but Caleb likes the tight end. They have the tight end there. If anything happens to commit again, I like Loveland to step up. So I'm going to keep him in full PPR. Mason Taylor's not been exciting, as Dave said, and Brenton Strange hasn't either. I think there's more opportunity and better quarterback play and all these things with the offense with Brenton Strange. So for me, I would get rid of Mason Taylor. But to Matt's point earlier, this is all about construction. If you can't get rid of, if you're getting rid of Brenton Strange for the IR, you can't move another guy there. So unless you have a spot, it doesn't matter with Brenton Strange. He's just taking up fake space. So be careful there. Don't drop somebody that you can't, refill that position there. So if it's neutral, I would personally get rid of Mason Taylor.
And Dave, I'm sending you a Daniel Jones fathead with the bloody mouth. If you're not watching the game, you're getting that for Christmas.
I really appreciate that, because that's the only way I would take a Daniel Jones fathead. Because if he doesn't already have the bloody mouth, I'm going to try my best to give it to him.
I was going to say, is it because it's free or because of the bloody mouth?
Yeah. Both.
Oh man.
And by the way, did Sauce Gardner buy number 1 from Josh Downs? Josh Downs was wearing.
Josh Downs is now number 2.
Yeah, I wonder how much that cost Sauce Gardner. We'll have to.
Who did Matt?
Guy's going to be making more money than God next year. So
exactly, yeah. I'd have to look it up. I'm sure our good friends at Google, good friends of the show, could tell me pretty quickly. But Matt, you may know off top. Devontae Adams had some report earlier in the season when he got to LA that he was buying 17 from somebody else. And I forget what it was, but it was 6 figures plus, I believe, for the jersey. And And, these guys have 6-figure plus. I'm not sure it's that big of a deal. But to buy a jersey, and the issue is less about the player. It's more about the marketing from the actual organization. Because there's still a bunch of number 2 Jalen Hurts jerseys floating around out there, which are kind of cool at this point with him being number 1. So all those Downs fans are going to have to update their wardrobe, I'm sure. All right, let's move on here. Michael, thank you, and best of luck, my man. Dave, do you think Bob would like to pop on the program sometime and give us some updates live on the program? Or?
Bring him on, baby.
So I'm gonna piggyback on this info. If you're playing in a Raz Bowl Guillotine League, you have Egbuka, Garrett Wilson, Ladd McConkey, and
Lazard.
Onra St. Brown. Do you take the 15 targets assumed for Garrett Wilson, or do you start those other 3? Of those 4, who do you start? Egbuka, Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Ladd McConkey. In a must not be the lowest score of the week.
I want floor and security, and Garrett Wilson is not that guy for me.
Yeah, the 15 targets may translate to 6 catches for 32 yards. So
I'm with Dave.
Yeah, sloppy game. Cleveland Browns. Justin Fields at quarterback.
And look, we can all hate on the Browns. You can make fun of them. It's been that way my entire life. It's totally fine. The one thing they have is a secondary and a pass rush, and the Jets don't want to see either one of those right now. So, no, thank you. What up? Morning, Dylan.
All right, wait,
PCR.
Guy, before you move ahead, Derek, you cannot say anything. You cannot answer this question. Dave, you heard the answer last week. You may not remember, but you're not supposed. Darnell Mooney is the worst player in the NFL. You shouldn't answer this either. Sky,
Oof.
the person that is asking this question, who is he? How do we know that name on this panel? Dave doesn't, except he was introduced last week. You were off. How does this panel know that gentleman?
And this is not a Bob LaMarco burner. Can we just get that out of the way?
It is not a burner.
Okay. Dylan.
In fact, Bob should know who this is as well.
Wow, that's a throwback. Has Dylan ever been part of the Raz Bowl team, Raz Bowl squad at all?
Nope.
No? Okay.
We're going to assume the name is not a handle. We believe the name to be factual, 100% factual.
Dylan Fink. I mean, is this a Finkel?
Nope. Derek, you want to tell him?
Yeah, I got nothing. Go ahead.
Yeah, long time, actually. If we go back a year, this was the gentleman who I recall family members in the Baltimore area.
Absolutely remember this.
Yes.
And what was he wrote in because what did he want to do?
Yeah, I was just thinking about that in my head. I don't remember that, but I do remember the general situation.
He was trying to rip off a family member with a trade.
Yeah, it was Lamar.
Andrews, Lamar, and something.
Oh, he was dirty. I remember this. Yeah. Oh, Dylan, welcome back. Nice. Good save, guys. Yeah, last week was my bye week. I appreciate that.
And I believe last year he showed up around Thanksgiving because that's when he knew that whole audience in the house.
That's
of
right.
course. Yeah, Dylan's back. I love that. And this is a start sit question here. Terrell Jennings has entered the chat. But I assume we're going to have a trade question or two coming up from Dylan in the next week or two as we get to the Turkey Day.
Yeah,
so Dylan,
and we need an update on
that
how that turned out last year too.
Did he not? Okay. Either way, we don't remember. So Dylan, if you could remind us how the Baltimore throwdown went last year, and then what's your updated one this year? I would love to see that. Welcome back, buddy. What up? Full PPR. Need one tight end with Loveland or Schultz. Need one running back with Terrell Jennings with the New England Football Patriots, if anybody's unfamiliar with the name, or Krosky Merritt. Bill. I was leaning Schultz, Komet's back, and Jennings, Pukey face. So we need a tight end here and a running back as well, full PPR.
For the panel, I'm going to co-sign the throw-up face next to JCM.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going Schultz, and I would lean Jennings to fall into the end zone, but my preference would be to consider dropping Jennings for Amari DiMercato if he's hidden on your waiver wire, and maybe give him a look. If he has not been added, I'd start him over Jennings or JCM at this point. But if I have to use the names that are there, it's Schultz and Jennings, just how Dylan has it placed in his question.
Yeah, for the tight end, I'm going to go with Schultz. I'm not ready to coronate Loveland yet. So I'll take Schultz. I think the volume will be there for him. Wow. That running back question. Yeah, you know what? If you've got Devon Achane, start him instead. So, but out of the guys that you do have here, I as much as I hate to do it, I'm going to start Krosky Merritt over Jennings. I just do not. I mean, Terrell Jennings came off the practice squad like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I just don't see I don't see him being any better than Krosky Merritt. So I'm gonna lean towards Krosky Merritt here.
Yeah. Over the last 4 weeks, what running back has more rushing touchdowns and yards, JCM or Terrell Jennings?
I have more rushing touchdowns than JCM.
There it is. Yes, you do.
Yeah, the first part's pretty easy. It's going to be Schultz over Loveland. Other than last week, and Loveland really hasn't done anything, and like you said, Komet's back. So there's really very little confidence that that he's going to get anywhere near what he did last week. So Schultz has a really good matchup. Go with Schultz. As far as the running back goes, Jennings got into the end zone last week, but he only had 17 snaps to Henderson's 51. And that makes him the ultimate touchdown dependent play. And I just don't see that happening. I think just process of elimination, it has to be JCM. Detroit's pretty good at zone blocking, but the Commanders actually run a little more gap. So there is a potential, albeit not very great, but there is a potential that that Washington leans on the run just to keep the Detroit offense off the field a little bit more. And if that's the case, then I like JCM a little early. Hopefully he finds a little room to run. If they fall behind, which is expected, then I think he gets phased out of the game. So again, neither situation is great, but just looking at potential, I'm going to lean JCM.
Boy, I would have thought Dave might have added a middle finger emoji or two to that Pukey face, but I was surprised to not see that. Schultz for me, and I'm going to go JCM as well. Shootout with the Lions. The Lions are like a 10-point favorite or something ridiculous. Bill does not get receptions usually, but they may not have a choice there if Chris Rodriguez can't take the brunt of it. So I'm going to go with that. But the Patriots of all teams in the NFL love a guy like Terrell Jennings, who nobody's game planned for, nobody knows exists. Hashtag Jonas Gray with 4 touchdowns out of nowhere and then cut the next week. I'm going to go Bill this week, but if Terrell Jennings has more than 17 snaps, he might be interesting to at least roster as a handcuff because so far the Patriots just don't love Travion Henderson as much as the fantasy community, period. So they've been looking for other options there. So we'll see what happens. So for me, it's Schultz and JCM as well. Hiram, good morning, buddy. Welcome back. Need two with the wide receiver, flex, PPR. Jameson Williams, A.J. Brown, Diggs, Warren, and Vidal. Got some profile names here.
AJ Brown, Stephon Diggs, Jalen Warren.
Lickety split. Love it.
Yeah, I'm going to go the same way. I know JMO can score a long touchdown at any time, but he can also get one target at any time. I'm not sure Detroit's going to need to throw a lot in this game, and they don't when they don't have to.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with the guys. Make that 3. Brown, Diggs, and Warren. In fact, I wrote up Stephon Diggs in the Slot versus Wide article. So I do like him this week, especially with Boutte out. I mean, any wide receiver against Green Bay. I mean, that's just a given at this point.
Whoa.
And I'm lobbing up to the top right here. But
That's
Jalen Warren as well. I like that versus the 2 running backs in that game. I like Warren a little bit better there. So I'll agree with the guy. I agree with you, Dave. Brown, Diggs. So this counts as 3 agrees, Dave. Brown, Diggs, and Warren.
Nice, boys. Almost up to a 6er. I'm going to go A.J. Brown off the bye. He's had enough whining this year. They've tried really hard to make him good. Maybe we get that game in prime time on Monday Night Football. I could see that happening. Then I would go Jameson Williams if I didn't read Derek's article with Stephon Diggs featured there. Also, hot off the press, gentlemen, I know Matt knows this because he's so in tune with pop culture, but Stephon Diggs, of course, has a baby on the way with Cardi B, which we all know that. He also has a baby on the way with another gal. So that's 2 babies on the way simultaneously, which, my math, that's tough to do. I'm going to give Diggs the upper hand there, and then we're going to go Jalen Warren as well. If we're going the same game with Warren and Vidal, I'm going to go with Warren. He finally has turned around as that PPR back in Pittsburgh. I think the Chargers are going to be able to score points on Pittsburgh, and then it's going to be a lot of checkdowns from Rodgers. So make it a 4-bar, gentlemen, with 3 picks. That's not very common there. So A.J. Brown, Diggs, and Warren for me as well, Hiram. Good luck, buddy. Michael, good morning. Pick 2, Adunze, Ibuka, Garrett Wilson, A.J. Brown, and then Jalen Warren or Brian. Breece Hall. I almost went with Brian and then Bijan. Yikes. So Jalen Warren and Breece Hall plus a wide receiver. So give me a wide receiver and a running back. And we'll go half PPR because I'm not sure with Michael.
Okay, you said you want 1 of each or 2 total?
No, I need pick 2, but it says then a wide receiver. You know what I mean? So are we picking 2? Let's go 2 total, I guess. But I think it's a wide receiver and running back question. What do you guys think?
Pick 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. That's what I agree.
All right, I'm with Derek. Give me Ibuka and A.J. Brown. Give me Ibuka, Brown, Breece Hall.
Yeah, I'd like to pick Adunze since his father went and nuked the Bears after last week's game. But I'm gonna go with Ibuka and AJ Brown as well. I love Garrett Wilson. I just don't love the matchup. Don't love the circumstances around the game. And as for the running back, most weeks I'm going to go with Breece Hall over Jalen Warren, but this week I'm going to go with Jalen Warren. It's the Browns. The Browns are a tough enough defense that the Jets probably won't do a lot today. So I'll take the same guys Matt did.
Well, certainly I'm going to start with Ibuka. No question there. I mean, this is some good players to pick from. Way to go, Michael. This is a good one. I don't think you are a newcomer to fantasy anyway. Ibuka for sure. Well, I really want to lean Odunze, honestly, over AJ Brown. So I'm going to go out on a limb and I'm going to say Odunze. I mean, he put an offer up last week, but before that, I mean, he's been an every week starter. But I could understand the hesitancy of putting up a goose egg versus Cincinnati. I get it, but I'm going to lean with going the other way. That Odunze bounces back this week against one of the more friendly wide receiver defenses out there. So give me Egbuka and Odunze, and then at running back. Again, this is another good one. With the weather situation and in New York, they could see where Breece Hall might get extra carries. But I do like Warren a little bit better. And again, I think that's more of a sure thing. So I will go Egbuka, Odunze, and Warren. That's my three.
And one of my bold predictions was Odunze will be better than DJ Moore. I still hold that as a bold prediction. However, I'm going to say the last 4 weeks don't count. So don't go look up those stats if you're really picking Odunze today.
Nice. What we like to do is like kind of mold the stats into your bold prediction, then kind of shut it down from there. Stop the count, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, boom. The Dunze overtaken. I like it a lot. Okay. I'm going to go Egbuka, AJ Brown, and Jaylen Warren here. I would love to go to the Jets. I'm just not going to. So love my boy Odunze. He could have a nice game, but Egbuka and AJ Brown feel better for me. All right, gentlemen, we have 12 minutes left. So with the rest of our questions, let's go a little bit more rapid fire if we can here.
Note for Derek. Derek, don't look at the box score. Tyler Warren 8 for 99.
Yeah, I just saw that. I was just going to mention that to you as well.
He will end 8 for 99. So you know that. Because we have a bonus for 100.
Have we had an overseas tie yet? I just don't remember.
Didn't Green Bay tie in Dallas?
Not overseas.
Not overseas.
Yeah, it depends on who you are. It's overseas.
Well, Texas is, yeah, true.
Oh man! All right, like lightning. Welcome back. I'm playing JT in fantasy, so I need a ceiling now. Is this just a straight up?
He asked us a question earlier. I think this is a follow up comment.
Okay, it's not just straight up a humble flex. It's
yeah.
just
Matt and I, as you may have heard, Matt and I are playing against Taylor as well in our home league. So
he has a crisp 48 on the board against us.
Yeah,
we have 3 players and have 23, I think.
Yeah.
We feel your pain.
So yeah. Okay, we need boomers then. We'll go back to this one real quick. So we're looking at straight up home runs. Let's go with a home run squad here. I'll go with Ken Walker and DJ Moore then, but that changes my answer totally.
I'm still going with Swift and Debo.
Yeah, and I'm going with Swift and Ken Walker.
Yeah, Swift and Debo for me as well.
Good luck, man. That's a quite the mountain to climb. This is Bob Lamarco. Is that Italian? Is Lamarco?
I think that's a Bob. I think that's a Robert Goldman burner account.
That makes sense. I could see that.
I wouldn't be shocked.
Fellas, Amari DiMercato or Tez Johnson. Is this half? So in this league, you actually just get half of the amount of points, like that you would anyway on cat. Is that how that works? Okay. So Amari DiMercato and Tez Johnson for Bobby Lamarco. Matt?
DiMercato for me, since we're going.
Around. Yeah. There's a rumor this Lamarco kid only plays in half PPR leagues. So
hey, why not just have more fun? Like, why tap yourself out on the amount of fun you can have? I just don't understand.
Yeah, more bonuses. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Mercado too. I think. Oh, hate to break it to you, but Jonathan Taylor just scored the winning touchdown.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, DeMarcado. Like I said, I love Tez Johnson. I wish Tez Johnson would blow up. have doubts at this point that he will. So give me DeMarcado. I think he's probably the guy that fits the Cardinals system the best, as long as he doesn't lay the ball down on the 1 yard line and kick it out of the end zone.
56.6 dropped on us in Berlin, which means Derek can go do yard work the rest of the day.
I probably will.
Matt can go back to Target. I mean, you can do a second round if you want. Take your time through Target now because there's no rush to get out of there.
Would this be the greatest comeback ever to go into the first game of the real day down 32 and change, and you've already played 2 players?
Yeah, I love your optimism, Matt, but
There's no coming back from
just
that.
go back to Target.
It'll be the best comeback on a November 9th in history.
And there's no doubt that the boss, and I won't use her government name, Derek knows who the boss is. There's no doubt that she's already found something that we procured at Target today. She wants to return.
Yeah, she knows what's going on.
Nice.
She's tuning into the Berlin game. She's like, oh, the boys are out of it already?
Another trip.
Sounds like a
and
funny Sunday.
so what I'm, because she doesn't listen to the podcast, obviously. I'll say this right now so you guys can hear it. Fuck your Target run. Boom.
Target, not a sponsor, and never will be.
No.
Clearly not.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, we've got some questions to get through in a few minutes, so
Let's do it.
It was going to be DeMarcado for me as well.
Good luck, Bob. Love you, buddy. Come back on the show. Oh, different Bob. Different question. Sorry.
Humble.
I think they're the same person.
Go ahead. You can read this out. Are you that upset for me and be first overall in Raz Bowl again when I have Bijan in our Raz Bowl redraft and Algier scoring the touchdowns? We don't have sympathy, Bob, I don't think. Is that correct, Dave? Yeah.
No. Where's my dollar? Where's my dollar?
That was like Jerry Rice putting on the rings.
Yeah. Just I can't find one to fit on my thumb.
Yeah, put it on this finger.
Hey, y'all. Fields or Mariota this week. Also, Loveland or Andrews. We got Andrews back in the start sits here. Field or Mariota, Loveland or Andrews. Let's get names only. We got to buzz through here. We got 7 minutes.
Skins can't run, so give me Mariota, and I like Andrews for just because we said just names, Andrews.
Yeah, Mariota and Andrews for me.
Yeah, it's going to be the same for me as well.
Make it a 4-pack. Best of luck, Epic Fail. Good luck, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Definitely helped me today in my decisions, as always. Michael, we appreciate you. Thank you for coming by every Sunday.
Cheers.
Bob's back. I expect a lot of garbage time in that Detroit-Washington game. Detroit might be up 28 at halftime. We agree. Unfortunately, I'm not sure that helps our boy Bill, but we shall see. Big game for Isaac Tesla. Put it down. Epic Fail. Better RB stash. Half PPR. Tootin or Corum. So we're looking at handcuffs here. Tootin or Corum. Better PPR stash. Half PPR. Assuming you don't have either guy. If you have one of the other starters, that's the dude. If you don't have either, Matt, who do you want?
I don't have a use for either one of them, and I would probably lean Tootin.
Tootin for me. I don't see Corum doing much in the passing game.
Same. I agree with Dave.
I'm going to go Corum. Much better offense, much better opportunity. Winds are steady, 25 miles an hour. Gust 35 in Chicago. Hate it. Wind affects more games than any other weather in the NFL. B. Silva. Start 3 in the flex PPR. Keenan Allen, Jameson Williams, Charbonnet, Aaron Jones, and Njoku, Woody Mark. Start 3 flex, full PPR. Names only, please.
Keenan, Woody, Charbonnet.
Yep, those are my 3 as well.
I agree with Keenan and Charbonnet, but I'm going to go Jay Will. Oh, and we lost Sky, apparently.
All right, starting Mac Jones over Mariota. What y'all think? I would lean Mac Jones over Mariota.
I don't hate Mac Jones in that. I don't hate Mariota in that situation. I think I'm going to go with him.
Yeah, I think I don't necessarily hate either one, but I'll go Mac Jones.
Who?
and Fields apparently is part of this equation.
Still Mac Jones for me. Probably still
Yeah.
Mariota for Dave.
Yeah, that's a no on Fields.
4-point touchdown league. Yeah. Yes.
So he's got 4-point passing lead. So he wants us to say Fields, and the Damo question is full PPR
or
So
Mariota.
yes, yeah, I'm still with Mariota.
I'm still with Mac Jones.
Yeah, I think I lean Mac Jones as well, just a little bit.
All right, Scott.
But like Dave said, I don't necessarily hate Mariota in this situation either.
Sky, Mac Jones, Mariota, or Fields? 4-point passing TD.
Mariota, rushing upside.
All right, so 2 of each. Good luck. We don't like crybabies. There's no crying in fantasy football, but Bob's a little in his feels right now. Original Bob.
I mean, yeah, not only a new Bob, but really just like a prominent figure in the Raz Bowl community here. So
Yeah.
Does that make him the OB, not the OG?
yes, and
Yes.
honestly, I think we could fix that really quick if Bobby would just pop on the skip a target run and pop on the program every once in a while. It's up to you, man.
Yeah, show up once in a while, man. Come on.
Well, and the thing for him is everything's locked up in the targets in California, so it's not even as fun.
That's fair. Baker or Arnold?
I have this question in 3 different leagues. I'm starting Darnold over Baker in all 3.
Let's see. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go with Darnold as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that 3.
I'll go 4 with Darnold as well. Hey Arnold, excellent show back in the day. If you're too young to know that, Google it. Wait, sorry. Didn't hear JMO or Odunze full PPR. Very quickly, JMO Odunze full PPR.
Full PPR is going to be a Doomsday for me.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Dunze as well. Don't care that much about the wind.
3.
4.
But he needs upside. If you need the splash play, then it's always Jameson Williams.
If you need upside and you're counting on Jameson Williams, you're in trouble.
Yeah,
you
it's
should have
tough.
started him last week.
I'm going to go
Start
Odunze
Jameson
though, either
out.
way.
All right, Sky,
All
run
right.
us out of here.
Oh,
I love it. I want to give a quick
breaking
shout
news.
out.
Before you go, breaking news: former Commissioner Paul Tagliabue died today.
At 84 years old, I was just going to mention that
Oh,
he was
sorry.
he was the one that implemented the 4 expansion teams: Jacksonville Jaguars, the then Charlotte Panthers in 1995, Cleveland Browns when they went out, let the Ravens in, then came back in 1999, and the Houston Texans in 2002, growing the league from 28 to 32. He was instrumental in a lot of the stadium builds as well, the new ones. So Paul Tagliabue, RIP, and gave us Roger Goodell, who I'm not a huge fan of, but 'tis what it is. So Derek, way to look ahead there.
Would you rather have the Houston Texans in the NFL or the Houston Oilers? And
Oilers,
this
no
is-
question about it.
Okay, Titans or Oilers?
Oilers.
Oilers.
Thanks.
I don't know, man. Eddie George, that era was pretty sick.
How about the run and shoot in Houston with Warren Moon and
Okay.
Lorenzo White, Haywood Jeffrey, Curtis Duncan? I mean, that was a great
Okay.
Haywood Jeffrey, really?
Tennessee
Campbell?
Titans or Tennessee Oilers?
Tennessee Oilers.
There, let's just have both those teams and get rid of the Texans. I'll dig with that. All right, everybody, we are out of here. Thank you for hanging out with us. Go check everything out all week long. About 15 plus articles every single week for you available. Bob, you're welcome. We do love you, buddy. I mean, I'm not speaking for Dave. I think the rest of us respect and appreciate you, and we'll catch you. Best of luck in the rest of Raz Bowl. Check out all of our exclusive tools and opportunities and articles at football.razball.com. Check us out on X at Razball Fantasy, and we will check out with the rest of the season. We got week 10 underway here. Best of luck, everybody. Hope you're not playing Jonathan Taylor. Hope you did play my boy Alec Pierce, and we'll catch you next week. We are out of here.